going on, Joe?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Monday is podcast day. Been a little while since we did our last.
Left.
I did. Hey, it's not just me. There's something important that happened with you, but as per usual. How was your month? In terms of real estate, we'll talk about personal afterwards. Real estate, talk to me about real estate because this is market update.
It's been busy. I mean, I did back-to-back open houses just this past weekend. There were like 18 groups on the one day for a one bedroom in Richmond. Still losing out on multiple offers here and there. So we're doing what we can, but the market has definitely picked up, and we're not just saying that. You guys will see through the numbers later, but what about you?
Same thing. Like you said, I wasn't here for about 12 days of May, but even then, well, I was working, even though I was on vacation. I think we had like every single day, there was like a 2 to 3 hour meeting between me and you just to run things through.
I feel like I was maybe the first person you talked to in the morning and the last person you talked to at night. So I don't know how Rita would. Sorry, Rita. I promise you it's just work.
No, I mean, she's passed out while I'm up by like 6 o'clock doing work anyways. But aside from that, same idea. Buyers, tough, really, really tough. I think we lost, I don't know, man, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting on top of my head, like 4 different offers, 5 different offers right off the get-go. And in regards to that, I had to, with some of my investor clients, I had no choice. I ended up bringing to a pre-sale project just because nothing on the market right now is something that they want to deal with. And they don't feel really comfortable trying to outbid other people. So ultimately, they just decided that, you know what, there was a really good project that came out around the Coquitlam area. They just went, you know what, we'll just buy this as an investment. So it's kind of getting to that particular point into the market that a lot of people are actually, especially investors, they're getting pretty fed up. They're just going like, you know what, I'm just going to go right into pre-sale.
Oh, I do have one piece of good news though in terms of real estate. It was we just completed on a place out in UBC, and since their completion, prices have gone up in that building by $50K.
Yeah.
So big win for those buyers.
Yes, and big wins and good job on being able to talk to them, and pretty sure if they didn't buy and they try to buy now, it's a completely different ball game, right? You're asking, we were just talking about before we came to the podcast, it's now multiple offer situation, and the listed price is significantly higher than whatever price that you buy for, whether or not there's even going to be a need to do inspection, or do you even have the leisure to do inspection? Do you need to go subject free? This is now the playing field, right? So I'm super happy for all the buyers that kind of bought in earlier this year or at the latter part of last year. Congratulations to all of you guys if you decide to buy that, because we'll talk about it really quickly that it's in real estate side, it's a complete mayhem out there right now.
That's an understatement.
Now personal, so you have something big to share?
Yes, my partner and I, we got engaged. So I brought her over, thank you. We brought her over to the island, and long story short, it happened, let's just say it happened exactly as it needed to.
Good.
There were some hiccups here and there, but she said yes, so.
Hey, if she says yes, job well done.
Thank you,
right?
Thank you.
That's good. You know what, maybe we'll just kind of get right into it. That's what people are here for, or else we might lose the opportunity, just like how every other buyer is losing on opportunities out there. In May, little foreshadowing. You don't like my jokes?
No.
Fine, you don't like my jokes? Then let's get going with the numbers, and as per usual, we'll talk about our thoughts afterwards.
Okay, take it away.
Sales activities, let's start off with that. For the month of May of 2023, we ended up with 3,411 sales. Good news is this is a 15.7% increase compared to May of last year, and that's actually a 24.4% increase from last month. Wow. That being said, it is still a 1.4%, it's still 1.4% below the 10-year average, excuse me.
Okay,
that.
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. Go ahead.
In terms of price, the HPI price for May sat at $1.188 million, which is a 5.6% decrease from last year in May, and a 1.3% increase from last month.
That number is getting smaller.
Smaller and smaller.
I think it got as high, you remember we're doing podcasts, I think it was like 9-point-something%. I don't think it ever got to double digit, but glad to see now it's kind of back in the 5s, right? Inventory, we spent quite a bit of our conversation last market update about this, so let's just quickly update you guys. For the month of May, we have 5,600 6,261 newly listed homes. This is actually a 11.5% decrease compared to May of last year, where we had 6,397, and it's actually still a 4.3% decrease in compared to the 10-year average. So that situation in regards to new inventory obviously has not been rectified. Now, if we look at the total, we ended the month of May with 9,293. This is actually a 10.5% decrease from last year, where we had over 10,000 homes listed for sale, and this number is actually 20.6% below the 10-year average.
Okay.
Big gap still. Go ahead with yours.
So the trend's definitely changed. In terms of sales to active ratio, we're seeing a total at 38.4%. With detached homes, it's 28.5%. Townhouses at 45%. And condos at 45.5%. That is crazy, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Haven't seen these numbers in a little while, that's for sure.
No, in terms of rentals, so unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which side you're on, the average price for a one-bedroom home is now sitting at $2,318. That's a $55 increase from last month, and $302 per month increase since May of 2022. On average, $300 more than May last year.
That, if my math is right, that's more than 10%.
That is more than 10%.
Woo,
if you're renting
scary.
out there, we feel you. If you want to explore other options, please give us a call.
That's right.
In some key cities, rents literally jumped, like not trying to downplay it here. In Surrey at 16.5% from April to May. Wow. West Vancouver at 10%, now surpassing $3,000 a month for a one-bedroom unfurnished condo.
What's up, San Fran and New York City? Here we come with the #1 place.
West Coast, best coast, right? Now, this is what Live Rent had to say in a statement, and I quote, Metro Vancouver's average region-wide rent prices have risen again this May, coinciding with the beginning of the busy summer renting season. Despite a recent halt to the Bank of Canada's interest rate increases, prices remain high across Canada this month. Demand is still high in Canada's major rental markets, so it's looking like prices will continue to rise or at least hold at their current levels throughout 2023, end quote. No surprise there.
The only thing I got coming out of this statement is despite the recent halt of Bank of Canada's interest rate increases. So even Live Rent thought that once our rate increase stops, people are just going to start flooding back into the buying market. Yep. Which we'll talk a little bit about it. It has happened. It's good that a real professional company agrees with what we have been saying.
I mean, we're real professionals too.
Yeah, but I mean, this is kind of like a rental kind of website kind of thing, right? They have a lot more behind the scene numbers and stuff like that. So it's just nice to hear that, before we start talking about our thoughts, is that, even they agree with what we talked about many months ago.
We're not just pulling these things out of our ass. It's like other people agree.
Exactly. So let's move on to the juicy part. I think this is where everybody is really probably starting the video. Hi, if you're just starting the video, you missed a good part. We put some nuggets in there. You should probably rewind a little bit. But our thoughts. I wrote right here, oh boy, where do we start? Let's start off by saying that this is now the 6th month where our prices has continued to increase. So I wasn't joking in the beginning of the podcast. If you kind of purchased around November or December of last year, honestly, congratulations. We can now comfortably confirm that you most likely purchased at a low point for this real estate cycle. I have a couple of clients that bought during that time, and I shared this information with them, and they were super happy because these were also the same clients that was getting outbid over and over and over and over again during that COVID craziness. And then ultimately, kind of like what we're talking about is that we were able to kind of knock a couple of houses down for some of my clients around the December time, and they're now obviously all super joyful about what has happened. Honestly, even at that time, they were kind of, they're kind of questioning themselves, like, is this is kind of the way to do it. But I'm just super happy for them. And super happy for anyone that you're listening. If you purchased real estate in Vancouver, November, December last year, congratulations. But getting back to the market update, let's just quickly start by the statement by our economic, what is this title? Economic and financial. I'm sorry, Andrew. I'll get this right. But your statement, Andrew, this month is you don't have to squint to see the reasons prices continue to increase. The fundamental issue remains that there are more buyers relative to the number of willing sellers in the market. This is keeping the amount of resale homes available in short supply, blah, blah, blah. And in surprising twist, MLS sales, it may snap back closer to historic averages than we have seen in recent past, despite mortgage rates being where they are now, and new listing activities has been slower than usual this spring. If mortgage rates weren't holding back the market activity so much right now, I think our market will look a lot like the heydays of 2021, 2022, or even 2016 and 2017. What's your thoughts?
I think I would agree with this statement. And I feel, again, it's reassuring that everything that he said right here has kind of been your and my conversation over the past 8 months, 9 months.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and we've mentioned a lot of things about inventory. I would be scared if we went back to 2021, 2022, or 2016, 2017. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I agree with all of that. And honestly, if this momentum continues, who knows? Maybe the fall season is going to be like, the heydays of 2021, 2022. But I'm also going to add on top of that is when we said this 2 podcasts ago is that honestly, if we have any sort of proper supply, then we have actually probably, we could already be in the heydays of 2021, 2022. Because come on, when we first started this podcast, what did we say? We have buyers on our hands, we can't find the right, the proper inventory for them, but they're all ready to go, they've been all pre-approved. Imagine if there's more than enough inventory out there for them to close this, and we're not the only real estate agent talking about it like this. I talk to other agents, and a lot of them are actually in the same footing. I talked to this agent, actually, very successful agent. He's literally telling me, Joe, I have about 25 to 30 buyers ready to go on my hand right now, but we're either getting outbid, or they're getting super discouraged, or there's just not the right proper inventory for them. And this is stretching from he was telling me that this stretches from $500,000 product, which I totally get it, right, all the way up to $1 million product. This craziness of moving back into the seller's market is not just for the cheaper products, the 500, 600. No, I would
say to start maybe 2-3 months ago it was the entry level product type where people felt more comfortable, but by now it's really opened up to all product types.
And I don't know if I'm pretty sure Faith will be okay for us to say this. When was the last time you went to the brokerage, right? And our CEO of our brokerage, Faith, she does luxury items. And did you see how many of those luxury items are getting sold?
I'm pretty sure the whiteboard was full.
I know, and we're not talking about 6 digits. Every single one of them was 2 million, 3 million, 1 million, 4 million. It's it's now shifted into that kind of product type as well, which is baffling. And it moves on to something that I wanted to say is just kind of my feedback when I first initially read Andrew's comment is, look, the government of Canada, seriously, what you're doing right now or in the beginning of the year is not helping. I hope that this has now been proven, right? What do I mean? Well, the prices is the things that you guys are trying to do, it cannot permanently drop the price at least, right? So what I'm trying to say is the rising interest rate. Well, it's plenty obvious that people are still buying with this elevated interest rate. Even Andrew was shocked, right? Maybe people are rich enough in Vancouver to not use a mortgage, or maybe our income in Vancouver is actually a lot higher than what Stats Canada is posting. We don't know, right? Because we do have a booming tech sector, a booming film sector, right? So all of that is still happening. The second thing is obviously I want to talk about is the federal government banning foreign individuals and entities from buying Canadian real estate. That has not done anything.
Nope. All it has is it's gotten a lot of frustrated foreigners who
actually needs to buy.
Exactly. Every week I'm getting an update from some of my overseas clients hey, is that foreign ban removed yet? It's removed You know what? Sorry, no can do.
No can do is a 2-year thing. Yeah, and the same for me on this side as well. I still have clients from San Francisco. They really don't like what's happening in California, and it's almost like they want to escape from that. They can work from home, and they want to come up to Canada to buy something because our educational system is much better. We don't have a bunch of mass shooting that's happening. Healthcare is much better, but then now she can't even do this because of the ban, right? I wrote right here on my notes, it's like, you know, we haven't done anything but really set back a lot of people that actually need to buy in here, but they cannot because of their current status, right? How about creating a bunch of random taxes like empty home tax and speculation and vacancy tax? Hopefully that will open up supply, that will open up, you know, more inventory for people to buy. Well, that obviously hasn't happened, right? So I think with this price increase, it really tells everybody, hopefully, you know, the government politicians are looking at it as well, that it's not whatever you guys are trying to put in the media. It's actually something deeper than that, and we have already talked about all of this over and over again. It's just whether or not I guess Bank of Canada and the Canadian government want to acknowledge it, right? Right. What's there is next is, you know what, there's obviously a lot of other reasons here that is creating such a high demand, because what I wanted to link to is actually about the rental prices that you're talking about. Yeah. So why, I guess my question is, because you've always been the rental expert between us two, why do you think now the interest rate has halted from increasing? You know, we have banned foreigners. Why do you feel like our rent is still going up?
Pent up demand. So we talk about inventory issue, right? Immigration. There's constantly more and more people coming to Canada, and all of these people need to find homes to rent in. Once they have their PR status, then they're looking to buy. But they can't buy a property right now because there's not enough good homes. But is that stopping immigration? No, people are still coming. So just keep getting a back order and backlogged of people trying to find homes. Right. Which is why, in my opinion, rental prices have not only remained steady, but they've jumped up. Correct. And you always tell me this, is we haven't even talked about inter-provincial migrations as well. Yes. I know that Calgary is actually going through quite a big problem right now as well. That's funny you say that, because I was just touring a client and looking in Brentwood who's from Calgary and looking to buy a 2-bedroom just before we were shooting the podcast. So he did tell me that there's a lot of people coming over from Alberta, and Interesting. It's super interesting, okay, then with that being said, is obviously, guys, is what we're trying to say is this is beyond interest rate. Honestly, I feel like even if the interest rate is, say, honestly, at like 7%, 8%, it might have a dip in price, but because of these rental prices, the supply and demand, that's just, the price is just going to eventually come up. We talked about this before. Half the homes in Vancouver have no mortgages. Yeah, so people just don't care. A lot of people don't care about the interest rate. What they care more about is probably property taxes and how much they're paying. That's right. And right now is probably still a good time for them to get into it, because they know that they're still buying below the price of the peak of COVID. Correct. That's right. Okay, well, with that, with all of this kind of happening, what do you think is next for us in terms of our market? Based on our current track record, I feel like our conservative estimate of a 2 to 3% price increase should be thrown out the door. Nah, it's already out the door. That ship has sailed like months ago, man. What are you talking about? And that's, I like that you brought up that conservative estimation, because the real conservative estimations in the beginning of the year expected us to be in the red. And that's what the media has been saying, but you and I have always said, we don't know about that. Yeah. And now it looks like we were proven right. It's nice to be right for once. Exactly, right? It's funny because, Andrew from the real estate board of Greater Vancouver was the only one that kind of, estimated that our price is going to go up to 2 to 3%. The funny thing is, in the last 2 months, we already surpassed that 2%. We're getting really close to 3% already in 2 months. They're suspecting that this is going to happen in 12 months. Why are you rolling your eyes?
guys.
Just say like, pray for all of us that are out in the market. You know, people think a real estate agent's job is easy.
Right.
You know, you just show some homes and you get a paycheck. Well, we got to make sure there's enough homes to show, first of all. Like, at what point will a seller be like, okay, I feel like this price increase is enough. Let's list our property and then move on.
Yeah.
Like,
we talked about that last month in the market update, right?
we did.
Yeah.
Like, do we need to go back to 2021 levels of pricing before we see more inventory? But to be honest, like, I don't really feel like at any given price point will sellers feel that way, because you say this to me all the time. People in Vancouver real estate think that prices will always go to infinity and beyond. Like, it's just going to keep going up, 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 up. And although there's been a lot of skepticism around that, the statistics show that over time it has always gone up.
Right. I like how you quoted Toy Stories there. I really like that. I agree with everything that you say. It's just, here's the thing. Let's say 10 years ago, you're telling people that people are paying $1 million for one bedroom in Vancouver.
They tell you you're crazy.
You're freaking crazy.
10 years ago, they're paying like $300K.
Yeah, like at that point, like a $600K one bedroom is like luxury.
Yep.
Right? But what have we experienced in downtown Vancouver? Like, we're looking at one bedrooms with one of my clients for pre-sale, and it's already over $1 million for under 500 square foot one bedroom in downtown Vancouver.
Must be nice to be rich.
And then here's the thing, though. What I'm trying to say is those homes are selling. So as a potential buyer or seller or investor, you're just like, well, people are buying that $1 million one bedroom. I'm just going to hold on to it until I can sell it for that $1 million. And then guess what? Once that day comes when that one bedroom they can sell for $1 million, the same seller is going to be like, well, people are buying that for $1.4 million now. Why don't I just save it until it's $1.4 million? It's that belief that the real estate prices will continue to increase until whatever, right? That's the reason why I'm starting to agree with you to really think like, I don't think at any price point people are just going to be like, okay, I'm good to let this go now.
No, I don't think the price is to do with it. It's more so to do with circumstances with life.
Yeah.
So marriages, divorce, children, deaths, like those kinds of things, or you move away for another job, something like that.
Yeah.
That is more likely the reason, the motivator behind it, not just because, hey, I'm going to make a quick buck, I want to sell this now. Because we always say, okay, sell, and then what?
And then what?
Where are they going to go?
Yeah, you're right, because now I'm thinking like the only clients of mine that's really actively talking about selling right now are like people who's about to retire. Like, they want to cash out, they're done. Like, they want to enjoy the rest of their life, and they're ready to just start letting go some investments because they don't want to deal with the stress. And those are the only people that can sell, and you just be like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I don't need to worry about what happens afterwards.
I mean, that's what I'd like to do, cash out when I'm a certain age, and then just
call it quits, right?
Coast.
Yeah, no. Another thing I really thought of about what's coming up next is actually this summer. What I mean by that is because I did just come from Japan, and I realized that when I was in Japan, I realized the whole world was in Japan.
You're right. I think at the same time I saw maybe 3 or 4 other groups of friends that happened to be in Japan. Not all in the same area you were in, but
yeah, no. And on top of that, I'll add, while I was in Japan, I swear I felt like there was another 6 realtors that I know that was also in Japan. If it's not in Japan, then in Asia, then I see Thailand and I see Taiwan.
Yep.
And Hong Kong here and there, right? And then a lot of Europe, a lot of Spain, a lot of France, a lot of UK, a lot of Switzerland, a lot of that. So what I'm trying to say is, with the upcoming summer being the first summer where the world has really reopened. Right now, in North America, we've been kind of open for about a year now, but this is really going to be the first summer for a lot of different continents, like Asia specifically, that they're going to reopen for the world. They don't care about your status. They don't care about whether or not you're vaccinated or anything like that. Do you think the amount of people who's going to be traveling will actually decrease the demand of our buyers for this summer? That's my. I don't think you'll know, right?
I'll have it on record right now. I'm going to say I don't think it will change the demand throughout the summer.
Okay, so you think that our sales activity
will remain relatively the same.
And then obviously prices continue to increase at this particular rate, at 1.3, 1.4%.
Because the people who are already in the game, they want to win. And by win, I mean they either want to sell their home or they want to buy a home.
Yeah.
They're not going to let one summer take away from that. If anything, I would advise my clients, hey, when other people are taking a vacation, we better be hitting the pavement and we better be touring on weekdays, which is why I was seeing a property on Monday afternoon.
Then on the flip side, to challenge you, don't you think that is going to impact further about supply?
You mean will it be even less supply?
Will be even less supply because
100%.
Most people are like, oh, it's summertime, man. I'm going to Japan. I'm going to France. And let's not talk about real estate right now.
I mean, I think there's a lot of different angles you can look at it. From a seller's perspective, they might say, okay, these people are all going on vacation. There's not a lot of buyers. But if they're working with an agent who gives them realistic data and like in terms of pricing, and their personal goals are aligned with that, why would they wait? Why wait?
Yeah.
Because after summer, you're moving into fall. They're going to wait till fall.
Yeah.
Then there's less people already. The market already usually slows down in the fall, winter.
Yeah, it peaks around generally.
July, August?
No, it peaks around October, September, October. And then it starts to, as we enter Christmas, it starts to come down, right? Interesting that you put it that way because I don't know, I have this very weird feeling that this summer is going to be a little weird. We're going to have a lot of tourists here.
Well, I guarantee you I will be working all summer. I haven't planned any summer vacations, so if you're planning something,
no, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with vacations. That's for sure, right? So those are just some of our thoughts about what's next in regards to where, now that we know that we're moving back onto the seller's market, what might impact the next couple of months, right? But that before we end the podcast though, Jeff, let's give you a little bit of a stage time here. If you are currently working with a buyer who is that tells you that they're ready to go, what would be your advice right now?
Put me in the hot seat, okay.
I am putting you in the hot seat.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I just told my buyer. Do your due diligence early. Try to see homes on the weekend if there's an opportunity so that when it's time to write an offer, you can be as clean as possible with minimal subjects, except for obviously inspection. It's something that we always say you should do. And then after that, let's Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah, no. I'll add on to that is that a lot of buyers, they are really still very scared to hear the term multiple offers. What I would tell the buyers right now is don't be scared of the multiple offers. You just don't know because this is still a high interest rate kind of environment, how the other offers are going to come in. We've been telling some of our clients that we've been working there, stick to your gun, stick to your numbers, and then just submit. Don't walk away because you don't think your number is going to get it. You will be surprised sometimes that number that you think of is actually going to be one that's getting accepted, right? What I'm trying to say is that yes, prices are increasing. Yes, we're seeing a lot more over asking, but we're also still seeing some homes maybe they're not as well presented that they are still going below asking. Right? So I just want the buyers to understand that and don't run away just because like, oh my God, it's a multiple offer. Now I know failing sucks. Who likes failing? Everybody likes to be successful, right? But it's not worth it for you to not even take the shot, is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Wayne Gretzky. That's right.
Gretzky.
Yeah. Moving to sellers. What would you advise sellers right now?
Sell your freaking homes, please.
And then what?
No, in all honesty, first of all, have an honest conversation with yourself or whoever is the decision makers. Why do you want to sell?
Yeah.
What is the purpose? Like always start with that, the why. Second of all, have an honest conversation with your realtor about why you want to sell.
Yep.
You know what they say, the first why is always a lie,
yes,
right? So it's going to take a little bit of digging. Yep. And if it really coincides with your life plans and you're ready to move on, then price your home accordingly, stage it well. What else is there that you need to do?
I'll add on to what you said about sellers is that this is now, we're moving into a market where you don't have to be afraid of underlisting your home anymore, because the market will immediately tell you that you underlisted it.
Of course.
And then the multiple offers are going to start coming in.
Of course. If you're listing a 2-bedroom for like $499 in Richmond, you're going to get like 80 people on your weekend of showings and probably 13 offers.
Exactly. We can't advise this when we were, say, October of last year, when buyers are still kind of like, well, I don't know. Then yeah, let's not advise sellers to go way below what the market value is, because they're probably not going to get the number that they want, because buyers are very conservative. But now buyers are getting desperate, right? And we are moving back right into a seller's market. So should you feel like, oh my God, I don't think my home is worth $799, man. I feel like my home is worth $830. And why is this agent keeps telling me to list at $799, right? It's okay at this point, because the market, when it gets to this strong seller's market, the market will tell you exactly how much your home is worth, right? I mean, there was this one listing I think I saw about a month ago. They listed $1 million below their proper market value, and they still shot up to where they sold it exactly where they're supposed to sell it.
I also feel like the people who are shopping in that category, they already have an idea of what that home is worth, and they understand that that is a strategy to get people to come in through the doors.
That's right.
So they're not going to waste their time writing a lowball offer, or even an offer close to asking price. And there are other things that you can do, like, you know, during our open house, we literally tell people this is the most recent comparable sold, because we want everyone who's coming in here to have a good idea, and don't just think that like, yep, this is going to be selling for this price.
Yeah. With that being said, though, if you're an agent and you're hearing our podcast, first of all, thank you. Second of all, just there's a limit to all of this that we're saying. I just saw a listing at UBC. The last sale for the same building was $940,000. This particular agent decided to list it for in the 7s. Okay, that I think is going a little bit too far. Okay, and I'm sorry. As a buyer, if I have a buyer, they see that price, they immediately contact me and be like, hey, I want to see that home. And then I need to have that conversation. It's like, hey, look, this is a bait price. They want you to go in. They're not actually going to take it at this number or anything even relatively to close to this number. Guys, that's a little bit too far. That's all I'm saying. That's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much.
Well, yeah, you already know what's going to happen is after the first weekend of open houses, they're going to set a Derpo for Tuesday. They're not going to get the price that they want, and they're going to relist it in the 9s again.
And as an agent, this does you no benefit, because number one, your open house is going to be so busy, you're not going to have time to talk to anyone. It's just going to be in, out, in, out. So you're not picking up any clients because of this, by the way, just so you know. And second of all is, you unable to reach that number, you literally just wasted not just your time, not just the seller's time, but everybody else's time, right? All we're saying, sorry, I shouldn't put you into this. All I'm saying is, if you want to play that strategy, you could, definitely you could, right? But please play within the limit, man. Like, when you go a little bit too crazy, you're attracting the wrong crowd to your listing. That's what I'm gonna say.
And then you're also pissing off all your buyers, because they wasted their time to come and see your listing, realize it's not a realistic price, and they're like, well, why would I want to deal with you? I don't want to do business with you.
Exactly. And as a realtor, is that the reputation you really want out there? Oh, that he's the agent that lists homes for significantly lower than the market value and just want us to price it up. That's not the reputation, honestly, that you want to go for.
Hey, you never know. Someone else might want a reputation like that.
You know what? If that's
There's
what you
no
want.
such thing as bad publicity, they say.
True. And with that final complaint, this will wrap up another market update, the last one for spring of 2023. Next month will be interesting, as we're going to start covering June, which is officially entering the summer market.
I can't wait. With that being said, you guys know what to do. My name's Jeff.
My name is Joe.
We're the Vancouver Real Estate. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this episode with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and on YouTube. You'll see the links down here.
Yep.
Until next time, take care.
See ya.